Hello and welcome back to Führerreich. So, let's see, where were we last time? Oh yeah, of course, someone mentioned I can actually hover over this to see the actual ideology, so I'm gonna read it out. Because I talked a little bit about it last episode. And named after the Germanic symbol, that German Valkists wear, Valkism, well that's a Valknut, or the Valnot. Valkism is an extreme nationalist and militaristic ideology, so ultra-nationalist, that proposes a system where the political power is centralized under a strong leadership that, through the state, controls and guides a nation to its national rebirth. That's palingenesis, so rebirth, like revolutionary palingenesis, kind of like, well, exactly like fascism. Nonetheless, Valkists fundamentally defend socially progressive ideals, and the leader grants liberties to the people. Valkists are characterized by adopting conceptual and aesthetical aspects from ancient pagan mystical and esoterical traditions, generally relevant to the nation in question. There are many schools of thought in Valkist economics, but the state supremacy and control over it is undisputed. So, I mean, it's more or less the stuff that I talked about last episode, but at least now we have the exact words of the mod creator. So, extreme nationalism, so ultra-nationalism, a militant ideology, with a palingenetic sort of part of it is, this is literally like the definition that Roger Griffin lays out about fascism, though it does lack a lot of the chauvinistic and the sort of macho aspects of fascism, like the whole way the man like is put at the forefront of everything. It does lack that. At least it is not expressed ostensibly in the description. Though of course, while it does say, grants liberties and it's like socially very equal in many ways, I have yet to see the face of a single woman in any of this. So I think that's theoretical. Like a lot of stuff in Nazism was like theoretically for people, or for their people, but we saw how it went. Let's see, what else do we need to do? We got the armies running, we've got industries going, we just need to focus on the Spanish Civil War. So we should probably, we should get get all this stuff sorted up here. Of course, we're on the NATO symbols, which I'm not meant to be, because some people don't like them, and I thought, let's try playing without them. I was playing Reich earlier, in which I play with the NATO symbols on. By the way, there was some, I gotta address it, there was some like colorful stuff happening in the comments of the last episode. And most people handled themselves fairly well and just, continued the discussion surrounding Valkism in a fairly orderly and, nice manner. But I noticed a couple people who were kind of saying some stuff that I think does not belong in the comment section. For example, one person said something along the lines of, and also, keep in mind, I fully believe this person was just having a bad day or something, or just, doesn't necessarily know how to really fully communicate what they feel, and sort of it got expressed as anger in a way that, like a very non-productive form of anger. But anyways, it was mostly like, stop labeling people you disagree with as racist and shutting down conversation, which I don't feel like I ever did. I feel like the way I've sort of approached these videos, they also said like, I don't like that stuff in your videos, can you keep that out of your videos? I sort of feel like the way I approach these videos that I make is that I try to offer my perspective on things, and my perspective from someone who has studied history and has done a few months of coursework on fascism. So the perspective I give there is not like purely an emotional one. It is founded on a handful of books and some academic consensus. And if I was to neglect mentioning that, and if I was to like not bring that to the fore when I play these games and not actually talk about the history in depth or in detail, I would A, I think, be a coward, and B, my videos would lack a lot of their value. Because I feel like that's kind of what I bring to the table, in a sense. The idea that I try my best, at least, to think about what I'm seeing and talk about it in a sort of well-reasoned manner. Of course, not like it doesn't always turn out that way. Sometimes I say dumb shit, as we all do. That's why, as well, I said, you know, this person might just have had a bad day. We all say dumb shit occasionally. But yes, I'm gonna keep talking about stuff like that. I apologize if that's not your particular bag of. I'm trying to find a word to use for that idiom. I keep messing up idioms all the time in English. For some reason, the only word that pops into my mind is dicks. Like if that's not your bag of dicks, but that doesn't sound like the correct way to say that. But yeah, I just wanted to like get that out of the way in the first 5 minutes or so. So, direction of the economy, this is where we start to make the big decisions and how we're going to form or shape our state. Oh, sorry, I know, I do need to say one thing. About the whole racism thing, with the Valkists. I just want to point out, you know, this person is a minister, central to the government. I don't actually know exactly how his ideals and stuff get developed, but there are other people in this government who are, you know, problematic to say the least, even without the larger framework of the Nazi Party, like being in place. But yeah, so we need to like make some very important decisions here, because this stuff is going to decide whether or not we get the sort of quote-unquote Nazbol path, with Strasser's quote-unquote socialistic economic policies. Strasser, of course, kind of a complicated thing to talk about, but generally, this, from what I can tell, this state is built more on Strasserism than outright Nazism. Like to begin with, and we can choose him as our economic minister, or we can keep Hitler. And Hitler, let's see, our Führer chose to keep Hitler, the man responsible for making Germany what it is today. With his rich experience and a big pool of capable men, he will lead Germany's industry into a new golden age that will last 1,000 years. That's a 1,000-year Reich. Which, yeah, leads to this stuff. Or we can go with this stuff, which seems like far more interesting. Like, why is this? This is just, I guess, European economic integration, like integrating the European nations into an economic system, and this is actually, this has larger ramifications. I've seen a lot of people saying go with Strasser, and I mean, he seems the most interesting. Then we've got the German Spirit, which is not mutually exclusive, so we have no choices to make there. And then we've got the TST debate, which has some mutually exclusive stuff. Actually, oh, sorry, no. Wait, hold on. Do they say always false? No, they do not. Yeah, so these guys, we gotta decide if we're going to keep the TST, the Tullschutztruppe, as a police force, purely, or as a militarized police force, like a paramilitary almost, or... Actually, no, this would be more paramilitary. This would be, like, straight up an elite military force. Our Führer heeded the word of his old companion, von Sabotendorf. He tasked him with reforming the TST into a new spearhead elite force capable of even succeeding in the most arduous tasks. Or, our Führer has decided to listen to the High Command and ordered von Stotendorf to reform the TST into a force for internal police, occupation duty and anti-partisan combat. So one of those gives external recruitment into police, so that's maybe getting, like... outward, okay, so internal TST Control Police, which is using existing members, strengthen the secret police network, which, I mean, that's some, like, Justify War Goal stuff. Ideology Drift Defense, this is, like, thoroughly uninteresting except for encryption, which is really good. 10%, that's huge. Gains National Spirit TST Anti-Partisan Rate, which gives effect on partisans on us. So that's good if we're gonna, like, actually capture a bunch of territory, which I assume we are. And Political Commissars, which grants this division recovery rate 10% and reinforce rate 10%. That's also really good. However, I'm guessing we get similar stuff here as well, because we get division organization, we get armor division and motorist and all that stuff. Oh, these are actually mutually exclusive. We get reconnaissance regiments, which grant... that recon there is really good. And engineer regiments, which grants... or actually those are mutually exclusive as well. This is a really hard decision to make, because I like all of these. Though I'm thinking probably this one is better. Because it has the option of getting really good tank divisions. We can get really good military development, which gives production cost increase to all this stuff, but we are probably going to have a pretty sizable and formidable industry. And this, generally weapons and motorized, has no effect. The war with France has left us in control of many occupied lands. We should use these new centers of industry, but we should scope a division production. Okay, so we're probably gonna decide on that stuff later on. Cool, we got an encirclement here and stuff. Now I can try to encircle here as well. At the moment, it seems like the only two, like, the only two sides that have any real chance of winning are the monarchists and the phalangists. Just the way we like it. So I want to take Zaragoza, because if you can take these important cities here, we might be able to force them to capitulate, and then we can hold a more narrow frontier that just pushes straight down. That's much more preferable to the alternative of holding something that's like, I don't know, has a lot of bulges, which can be attacked from multiple different directions. The London stock market crash. Last week saw a tumultuous 5 days for the London stock market. This is like the Black Monday event. Fueled by fears of a shortage of goods and resources due to the ongoing revolt in colonial Africa and India, the stock exchange continued to vary wildly as news dripped out from Westminster regarding efforts to prevent further insurrections through the empire. I mean, they've got everything under control, it seems. As the day proceeded, mass selling ensued as panic-stricken investors lost confidence in the imperial economy and the British government's ability to tackle the colonial crisis. The effects of the 1936 London stock market crash are sure to be felt worldwide. God help us all. In Reich, it's of course Mein Gott. Oh, we can just do this. Appointing a new economic minister. So we should go with, I think, Otto Strasser, because it's the most interesting. To overcome the influence that the Entente powers have over Europe, we must shift the economic center of Europe from France to Germany. Two plans have been drafted to have Germany's industrial output outpace France's as soon as possible. One by our lead architect Adolf Hitler, who wanted to tie the economies of lesser European nations to Germany, giving us an advantage over them, and an opposing plan by Otto Strasser. Stressor? What? In which the state will take over key industries to maximize efficiency. Which one should we institute? We are going to go with Otto Strasser, which will bypass some stuff. There we go. Now I can go with the Volksgemeinschaft. Used to unite the people and break down the barriers of class and religion, separating the German people and encouraging them to support the war. No, we must again tear down all barriers dividing us and unite all under one barrier, German. There's never been a better time to unite as a people than now, so we must. We are together German. Maternity service, oh god, Lebensborn. Oh, this is fucked up, yep. Lebensborn, of course, was a historical program by the Nazi government to breed a master race. The country in which the most amount of Lebensborn children was born was, of course, Norway. As far as I know, at least. And yeah, people were, like, assigned to quote-unquote mates. New industrial standards and factory plans. This will allow our economy to skyrocket far greater than the old reforms will allow it. Construction speed, that's good. German antitrust laws. Monopolies have been a parasite on the German economy through the use of lowering prices to make any form of competition impossible, and thus making themselves the only option while cheating the people of quality goods. We must establish antitrust laws to make such a parasitic system impossible. With these antitrust laws, we can get rid of the monopolies corrupting our great state. This is some, like, the parasite, or the vampire language is kind of reminiscent of Karl Marx. Production efficiency cap minus 10%, but we get political power and base stability. So I think we should probably go with this stuff first and get the research slot. The German spirit. Adam Dressler declares the Treaty of Versailles dead. That's bold. As part of the Treaty of Versailles, which officially ended the Great War, Germany was dismantled and humiliated following the immense territorial concession to the Entente. When our party came to power in 1933, we were forced by threat of French intervention to abide and respect the terms and limitations set by the Treaty of Versailles. But now that France is in the middle of a devastating recession, we are confident that their government will be too weak to stand up to us. We can now build our strength and defy the Entente without hesitation. So this is interesting that they don't give us a choice here in the matter. We essentially just do it, and then the French now, I presume, get a reaction where they could declare war on us. Or sanction us, or whatever. It's interesting because usually in Hydra 4, when there's a decision like that, you get a choice to do that, or to, like, hold off. Of course, that might change with the future versions of the mod. See, head of intelligence. Who should be our head of intelligence? Oh fuck, Adolf Eichmann. So-called architect of the final solution. Can we go with someone else? Nope, he is the best one. Oh god, well, research speed and decryption then. Adolf Eichmann, welcome on board. Have a look at our resources here. Let's see, what do we need? I mean, we have a need of oil, of course. And do we trade much? I don't think we do. We trade rubber. But we're on regulated markets, so that's limited exports, I think. Gives less resources to market because we don't have many. Suppose that's okay. I guess we won't go. Actually, no, we should go because we do trade a little bit. Oh, wait, hold on. Fuel gain per oil. This is actually really good. Let's just double check that there's nothing much more important that we should be researching. Not necessarily. Let's look at the submarines. We have most of that stuff. Got the planes. We don't have any carriers, I don't think. We'll have a look. Yeah, let's go with fuel refining 1. We're gonna get. Oh, actually, yeah, we're gonna get another research slot at some point soon. Might want to actually wait with that research slot until we get the oh, Republic of Sicily declared war on the Kingdom of Italy. Interesting. I don't like the roughly same color, but there we go. Gabriel D'Annunzio. That is actually a man whose name I've heard before. I believe he is mentioned. Or sorry, I believe he. I read the. I read in Roger Griffin's Fascism. In one of my Kaiserreich videos. When I was talking about Georges Valois, and there was well, he like subscribes to the ideology of Sorelianism, and I believe there is a quote by D'Annunzio in this book that actually says something along the lines of without Sorel or Sorelianism there would be no fascism, because Sorelianism is fascism, or it is like the progenitor of fascism, which is interesting. It's on like page 190 something of Roger Griffin's Fascism. Don't want to like flip it open right now because I'm in the middle of an episode. Please do point out if I'm incorrect though, if if I'm misquoting. Point 20, how many days is that? Not enough for us to jump onto any of those. I'm actually just gonna go. Oh, Kingdom of Denmark declared war on the Hamburg Commune. What? I'm gonna go with the with excavation 1. So Heinrich Laufenberg took over the Kiel zone and declared a commune. National collectivists, that is, I'm guessing then, the Stalinist-esque analogy of this world. Chaos in Kiel. The history of the Kiel zone has been incredibly turbulent since its inception. Originally established as an occupation zone of the Entente powers in order to maintain control of the Kiel Canal, it proved to become a hotspot for German socialists and also became the birthplace of a strange prototype ideology known as national collectivism. In 1927 saw the uprising of the First Hamburg Commune, which nearly achieved victory over Danish occupying forces, however was barely defeated to a combination of poor organization on behalf of the commune and a few strokes of luck on behalf of the Danes. In recent days, the Danish administration in the Kiel zone caused a series of riots to escalate far beyond their control, instigating the uprising of the Second Hamburg Commune. Sounds like the Paris Commune, the original one in 1871. Yet another leftist revolution in Europe. Wait, they're leftists, right? I mean, I don't want to get into that one. That's a hilariously complicated discussion to have. One which evokes the imagery of the horseshoe, of course, and so on and so forth. How many men do they have? 10 to 14, and the Danish have 5 to 7. Well, It's not looking good for the Danes. Of course, the Danes probably have a more professional army. But that army might also partially be out in the Faroes and on Iceland or Greenland. Okay, so we've at least strangled the Viet Minh declared war on French Indochina. So we have straight up we have the Viet Minh, which is, of course, the political organization. The Viet Cong are the paramilitary arm. So we have the Vietnamese, John Nance Garner wins presidency. We've seen him before. Yeah, this is, of course, like the Vietnam War. This stuff started, like, I think, during the war and, like, towards the end of the war. Against the French, of course. And as the French were leaving, the Americans got involved. Okay, so now we're kind of fucked, because the Phalangists don't have enough men. Or they need to just move these men down here. Still limited to 2. The Union of Brazil declared war on the United States of Brazil. Holy shit! Brazilian People's State declared war on the United States of Brazil, so now we have a Brazilian civil war. Socialists, and we have United States there. We have the paternal autocrats under Plinio Correa. I mean, it's looking very much like... So they hold, I believe, the most important territory, but the Union of Brazil hold the most territory. Unlike Kaiserreich, Brazil is not as much of a hellhole to fight in because they don't have all this impassable terrain in the Amazon, which I think they kind of should, because it makes the war there a bit more manageable and slightly more realistic, I suppose. In an event that shocked absolutely no one, chaos and strife surges once again in South America. This time it is the South American giant, Brazil, the one that is split apart by internal issues. As a collectivist revolt has risen against the so-called corrupt Brazilian Republic in the west side of the country, in the south, traditionalists and nationalists group that have no loyalty for either the Republic or the socialist insurgency have taken the matter into their own hands and risen as well. One thing is for certain, this is the largest civil war that the continent has seen in a long time, and its effects will be great. Indeed, they will. Let's go with the research slot. Let's see, modify government. What can we do here? Viet Minh got... Yeah, the Viet Minh got fucking destroyed, apparently. Let's do... I think a weapons manufacturer would be good, because we might be researching the next series of weapons soon. No, we'll not. That's in 2 years. Then maybe electronics, because that's not... That's 1 year, never mind. Industrial concern, then. Fuck, we already have one. Shit. In which case, probably none of them. Let's look at a theorist. Mobile warfare doctrine. Good. Erich von Manstein there. Nuclear research speed, doctrine, air doctrine, grand battle plan. Let's go with Erich von Manstein, and let's start researching the doctrine then. We're just hoping to do some like big encirclements down here. Never mind, Valencia is heavily guarded. Let's get out of there. Let's actually pull all our troops up towards their capital. The worst case scenario is losing our tanks in a war that we're not going to win anyways. That'd be the worst. So that's what we're going to try to avoid. Indoctrinate the populace. Interesting. Spanish Popular Front was annexed. Yep, Phalanges, Spain took 6 states. Hold on. Okay, we can send another division. Let's make it another Panzer division then. Actually, honestly, let's just do this. Gonna fuck up this named division here though, but I mean, both got fucked up, so send it over to Phalangist Spain. I strongly doubt this is going to go our way, because the Phalangists seem to have basically no troops. No... okay, this is a bugged or unfinished event. Something about the US and Mexico potentially going to war. Oh, we're actually way over time. Well, 32 minutes, so I'm actually gonna check something real quick. Current wars. So we can actually check this now. Said 5,000 to 39,000 casualties in the war, the Civil War. There aren't that many huge wars to check on, so this one, the Mr. D'Annunzio failed. I probably should have sent volunteers, but I'm a little bit busy with micromanaging one war. Sorry, D'Annunzio. Even though I believe his, yeah, because he's more of a Valkist, so he would have been really useful to have. So should we send something to Brazil? We can't really hope that it's gonna actually succeed, so probably not. And considering he's not a Valkist or a national populist, I'm not necessarily 100% sure he's gonna join our alliance if we get any. Anyways, can we in fact make an alliance? Oh, we actually have, yeah, sorry, my bad. We have this, the Stahl Pact, of course, with the Netherlands. We gotta get some more people in that alliance. Let's try to rescue this division here. Insul India declared war on the British East Indies. Standard Valkist education. Standard Germany university curriculum. To keep our hold on power, we must make sure that our universities keep in line with the Valkist ideals. How should we direct our higher places of learning? They should focus on improving Germany, or they should focus on spreading German influence. Let's see, warfare education, which grants support tech and land doctrine, or industrial tech and synthetic research, resources research speed. So we're gonna get this from other sources. I'm gonna go with industry because that's gonna be important irregardless. But also, now we are definitely way over time. I'm sorry, I forgot that I said we were over time. We should probably end the episode here. Thank you so much for watching again. If you are so inclined, you can check out the Discord link in the description down below to check out the community that we have going. Of course, you need to be verified to post images and stuff, but just say something in the welcome channel and a mod will give you, like, the verified role. If you would like, you can also support me on Patreon, $1 and above, just one tier, $1 and above. You can give however much or however little you want. And finally, Twitter for my shitposts and Twitch for live streams, where at the moment we are doing a Democratic Japan playthrough of Führerreich, which is quite fun. I asked the people in the chat and in the Discord, and they voted for Japan. Among the options were Russia and I think Greece and Australasia and stuff like that. Yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.